Hi, my name is Brian Forsyth. I am the Blue Spot Coach, and today I'm going to be talking about why depression makes you tired. And the truth is this is very common. This is a reality if you deal with depression. And the reason why is because having depression is kind of like being in a fight 24 hours a day. And if that sounds tiring, it's because it is. When you're dealing with depression, everything is a struggle. It is a struggle to maintain this concept of normal. It's a struggle to eat. It's a struggle to remember to eat. It's a struggle to care about eating. In some cases, it's a struggle just to get out of bed. It is a struggle when you deal with depression. And the truth is that one of the main struggles is, for whatever reason, many people still don't think the depression is an illness. And it's because depression and sadness look very similar. But that doesn't mean they're the same. Because with sadness, when you emote, when you cry, when you talk about it, you tend to feel better. With depression, that's not true. It's because depression is an illness. And because it's an illness, it doesn't get better when you just tell somebody about it. And that's important because the truth is there's a stigma around depression. And that's why a lot of people don't seek help with depression, because they don't want to have to explain that it's a real illness and that, all these different things. So breaking the stigma is kind of a big deal. If you're someone who happens to deal with depression, because it's one of those things that you sort of have to fight through. So it's kind of rough, because first you have to fight to where you're actually going to go get help. And then you have to fight to get help. And then you have to fight, with your friends, with your coworkers, with your boss, that you need help. So yes, it's definitely a struggle if you deal with depression. And one of the ways that you can get more energy back is, and also limit depression, because that's possible. It is possible to limit how much depression affects you. It's that type of thing that I talk about in my book, Crack the Depression Code. It's what I help clients with. It's what I teach my students with. It's fully possible. 5 years ago, depression almost killed me. I had a near suicidal breakdown and went into treatment, blah, blah, blah. And now depression is a tiny, tiny little bit of my life as far as like its effect on me. So it is possible. I'm not saying it's easy. There are definitely, people in the world who are really in need of, antidepressants and, deep therapy. And, I'm not minimizing any of that, because the reality is some people really struggle with depression, and they do struggle with things like just getting out of bed. But if you are functional, if you were able to have a life, even though, sometimes that life is really a challenge to work through and to manage, then depression can be shrunken down until you are almost not even aware of it. So it's possible. It is completely doable. And one of the easiest ways to sort of start seeing where you are as far as dealing with depression is pay attention to what kind of inner words you hear. Do you hear a lot of biting, cynical, mean, comments in your mind? Telling you all about how you're a failure and the world would be better off without you and you're a horrible father and all these different things. Those are all more than likely depression talking. And the good news is that they fail the kindness test, because that's one of the things I talk about is being kind to yourself, right? Like, is the thought or emotion kind? Is it something that you would say to your best friend? Is it something you would say to your mom if you have a good relationship with your mom? Some people don't have good relationships with your mom. I'm not judging, I'm just saying. The point is to look at what you're feeling or thinking and ask, is it kind? And if it's not kind, then feel free just to throw it away, to edit it out. Most importantly, don't dwell on it. Don't go into this circular thinking that feels like thinking but isn't thinking. That's a standard depression truth, is this swirling thoughts just going around and around and around that lead nowhere. It feels like thinking, but it's not thinking because there's no conclusion that ever comes out of it. That is something that if you deal with depression, you tend to deal with a lot. And if you don't pay attention to sort of the ammunition that you give, and by limiting the amount of negative, hateful, mean speech that exists in what I call your inner garden, your inner world, then depression can get deeper and deeper and deeper. So ask yourself, is that thought kind? And if it's not, feel free to discard it or to change it a little bit. The most important thing is to be kind and always remember that your thoughts are just thoughts. They don't define you. You are not them. They are not you. One of the things I talk about in my book is the fact that, your thoughts are just kind of like the results of a ticker tape machine. You may not know what that is. That's okay. But what it is saying is that your thoughts are just like a constant stream. Until you actually put your mind towards doing something specific, your brain just kicks out thoughts. If I say the word green, all you can think about for the next 5 seconds is stuff that has to do with the word green. That's the automatic mind. And when the automatic mind is in control, there's no telling what's going to come out. But it's up to you to pay attention to the timbre, to the quality of what you're allowing in your inner world. And if you can do that, that will go a long way to limiting the effects that depression can have on you. Again, my name is Brian Forsyth. I'm the Blue Spot Coach. And if I can help you, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. Please let me know if I can help you. If you would like my book, I'll send it to you for free. Comment below. Just message me. I'm happy to do it. I'm on here talking. I do this podcast because, like I said, I want to help. Depression has almost killed me. It's taken years of my life. So I'd like to do what I can to help others. So if I can help you, let me know. If this video has helped you in any way, please consider liking it, sharing it, subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, if you don't remember anything else about this video, remember, be kind. Put all of your thoughts, all of your emotions through that filter. Is it kind? And if it's not, discard it. Be kind to you. Namaste.